I'll just share with you the usual process that, must be done if you're doing cold calling. The first thing that I'll do is I'll send an email introduction. And then the next day, I will be calling this lead. So I would always sound as if I'm not selling anything, because I'm not. I'm just trying to make a conversation. I'm not trying to sell you something yet, because who knows if you're not a good fit for me too, right? So I'm gonna go like, hi, my name is Jazzlyn. I'm trying to reach Mr. Smith about the email I sent yesterday. And another thing that you might want to consider is the time of the day when you would be calling. When you would be calling is important. Whatever I get, if it's not interested, if send me information, voicemail, whatever, I would be sending another email after making the call. I would thank them. For example, they're not interested, I would thank them for their time. I would have different types of templates depending on how they react, or depending on what would be the outcome of my first call. You don't want to bombard them with calls. You don't want to come off as if you're desperate or you're pushy, right? Unless it's a hot lead, I'm going to call that either within the day or the following day. In order for you to get started with this, you have to have, of course, a dialing tool. So what I always suggest, of course, if they're just starting, the budget is too tight and they don't have a lot of money to spend. There are so many different dialing tools, but the most basic ones we are using, it's either Skype or Zoom Phone or Ring Central. Google Voice is perfect. Google Voice is perfect too. It's a good tool to use as well. And recording the call is really important, especially if you want to progress and if you want to grow as a cold caller. Skype, it doesn't have a built-in recording. You would have to get a separate app like this MP3 Skype recorder. It's a lot of work. In order for you to sell your services, you gotta think as your consumer. Okay? If you were your consumer, why would you get your product? What sets you apart from the others? The number of calls would dictate the number of contacts, possible contacts that you will have, and the number of contacts would actually reflect the number of appointments that you're going to set for yourself, and hence the number of sales that you're going to get. So your prospecting relies on the number of attempts or calls that you're making.
Let's say if I call like a dentist or chiropractor in a small town, and they don't have a website. I figured out that they don't have a website listed on Yelp or Google. So how should I pitch them? Like what should I say?
Right off the bat, I can tell them like, hey, my name, of course you say your name, where you're calling from. We're actually helping out dental offices in the area have a better presence. And I noticed, I was looking online and I noticed that your dental clinic over at Main Street don't have a website. Is that right? They would tell you, yeah, I don't have one because I think that it's a lot better for foot traffic to, it's a lot better for people to see my clinic and walk in.
Right.
I've been doing that for 30 years and I've survived absolutely fine. No problem. Yeah. I get you. Okay? But you know what? Aren't you aware that you're probably losing about 50% of your clientele because most of the people are on their phone looking for dentist when they want to have an appointment? Right? Like, look, what I'm doing right now is I'm not trying to sell you a website. Don't get me wrong. Okay? I was just wondering if ever you would have some time, maybe tomorrow morning or afternoon, so we could talk about the benefit of having one and how I can help you build a good website for your clinic without having to spend so much money. What time are you available tomorrow? So that would be my approach for that. Actually, I'm not sure about you, but if I were given, like, we're starting a conversation, someone's trying to offer me something for free right off the bat, right? And I'm not saying I can't afford it yet. So I suggest not to push, like, not to mention the free website right away. you might be able to use that as a rebuttal later on, right? To if ever you feel that they have an interest, however you sensed that budget might be an issue, or maybe it's a trust issue, because what if I pay you something and you don't deliver? Okay, one business is actually getting tons of calls every day from different types of company offering something. What we're trying to do here is to make you a bit different from all of those other cold callers or other telemarketers. And that would be, you're trying to converse, you're trying to build relationship, you're trying to build trust, as opposed to pushing them to get something they don't really want.